Once upon a time, in a small, cozy village nestled among rolling green hills, lived a kind and gentle girl named Maya. Maya was as sweet as the morning dew and as bright as the summer sun, but her life was far from sunny. She lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters, who were quite the opposite. Where Maya was kind, they were cruel. Where she was generous, they were selfish. After Maya's beloved father passed away, the true colors of her new family began to show. They transformed her from a cherished daughter into a household servant. From the moment the sun peeked over the horizon until the moon cast its silvery glow, Maya's days were filled with endless chores. She cooked their meals, scrubbed the floors until they gleamed, and mended their clothes, all while they lounged about, finding new ways to make her life more difficult. Her pretty dresses were replaced with old, tattered rags, and her hands, once soft, were now constantly covered in dust and ash. Yet, through it all, Maya never once complained. Her heart remained as pure and kind as ever. She found solace in the memories of her loving parents, and though she missed them dearly every single day, she held on to the lessons of kindness they had taught her. She obeyed every command from her stepmother and stepsisters without a single word of protest, always hoping that one day they might see the goodness in her and treat her with a little bit of love. The cruelty didn't stop at chores. Soon after her father was gone, her stepmother took away her beautiful, sunny bedroom. She was moved to a tiny, cramped room in the attic, a space so small and dark that only a sliver of light could squeeze through a crack in the roof. It was cold, dusty, and lonely, but even in this gloomy corner, Maya's spirit refused to be dimmed. She never raised her voice, never shed a tear in their presence. She just kept going, holding on to a tiny spark of hope that things would get better. One day, a vibrant festival came to the town. It was a day of music, laughter, and celebration. For a brief moment, Maya was allowed to escape her dreary routine and attend. As she wandered through the colorful stalls and watched the joyful dancers, her eyes met those of a handsome and caring young man. There was an instant connection, a warmth that spread through her heart. They spent the afternoon talking and laughing, and for the first time in a long, long time, Maya felt truly happy. She felt seen, not as a servant, but as the wonderful person she was. This man, whose name was Leo, was captivated by her gentle nature and radiant smile. But their happiness was short-lived. Lurking in the crowd were Maya's two stepsisters. Their eyes, green with envy, watched as Maya laughed with the handsome stranger. They couldn't stand to see her happy. Rushing home, they burst through the door, eager to report what they had seen to their mother. Mother, you won't believe it. Maya was with a man, a very handsome man, at the festival. They tattled. A wave of panic washed over the stepmother. Her mind wasn't on Maya's happiness, but on her own convenience. If Maya were to marry this man and leave, who would do all the work? Who would cook their meals and clean the house? They would have to hire a servant, and that meant spending money, something she was absolutely not willing to do. A wicked plan began to form in her mind. We must put a stop to this, she declared. Maya will not be leaving this house. The very next day, the stepsisters put their mother's cruel plan into action. They dressed in their finest, most beautiful gowns, adorned themselves with sparkling jewelry, and set out to find Leo. They found him in the town square, his eyes scanning the crowd, clearly searching for Maya. With sly smiles, they approached him. You were with our stepsister, Maya, yesterday, weren't you? One of them began. She is not who you think she is, the other chimed in, her voice dripping with false concern. She is rude, ill-tempered, and a terrible girl. She is not a good match for a fine man like you. They spun a web of lies, painting a picture of Maya that was the complete opposite of her true self. They hoped to poison his mind against her and steal his affections for themselves, but Leo was not easily fooled. He had seen the genuine kindness in Maya's eyes and felt the warmth of her heart. He listened to their venomous words, but he didn't believe a single one. Their accusations didn't match the girl he had met. He politely excused himself, his heart now more determined than ever. He knew he had to see Maya, to hear the truth from her own lips. Without a moment's hesitation, Leo went straight to Maya's house. He knocked on the door, and when Maya answered, her face lit up with surprise and joy. Ignoring the glares of the stepmother and stepsisters, Leo looked directly at Maya. They told me terrible things about you, he said softly, but my heart told me they were not true. He took her hands, the hands that were rough from work but held so much tenderness. Maya, he said, his voice full of sincerity. I have only known you for a short time, but I feel like I have known you forever. I see the incredible person you are, despite how you are treated. I cannot bear the thought of leaving you here. He looked deep into her eyes and asked the question that would change her life forever. Will you marry me, Maya? Will you come and build a life with me, a life filled with love and happiness? Tears of joy welled up in Maya's eyes. For so long, she had endured mistreatment and cruelty, always holding on to hope. And now, here was her hope, standing right in front of her. She was tired of the constant hardship, tired of being treated as less than nothing. She looked at Leo's loving face and knew this was her chance for a new beginning. With a voice full of emotion, she accepted his proposal. Maya left that house without a single look back. She moved into Leo's home, which was filled not with chores and commands, but with laughter and love. A few years later, their home was blessed with the sound of tiny feet. As they welcomed the beautiful child into their lives, Maya, who had so much love to give, showered her child with all the affection and care she had longed for herself. And so, Maya and Leo, with their loving family, lived happily ever after. Their story teaches us a beautiful lesson. No matter how difficult or unfair life may seem, holding on to kindness, patience, and hope will always guide you toward a brighter, more beautiful future. Your goodness will shine through and lead you to the happiness you truly deserve. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this story with me today. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartwarming tales. Until next time, stay kind and keep hope in your heart.